welcome to my first Storytime video. Hey guys, Logan here, welcome back to another video. Doing a Storytime, and this Storytime is interesting to say the least. So I guess this Storytime video takes place 2 summers ago. It would have been probably, it would have been June because school wasn't out yet. But, basically this is how the story went. So, let's start at the beginning here. So, there was a queer prom, which is a LGBT plus prom that my town that I was in, Halifax, Nova Scotia, threw for the LGBT/queer community. It was a dance, you know, all the LGBT people mainly, some straight people allies, and it was just supposed to be fun. So me and my best friend Drew were going, and these two other people, who I'm not going to say their actual names, so let's call one of them Donald, and one of them Susan. So Susan and Donald were in a relationship, and Susan was bisexual, and Donald was not very out, really. Like, I knew he was bi, but he was very secretive and closeted about it for some reason, which was surprising to me because Susan was out of the closet. But anyways, nonetheless, so I guess before queer prom, let's rewind like a few months. Donald would always used to flirt with me as jokes. Like he used to hold my hand all the time, try and kiss me all the time as jokes, and sit on my lap all the time as jokes, you know, regular joke shit. And so we all decided we were going to go to this queer prom together, and beforehand, I dared Donald to kiss me as a joke, and he said, okay, maybe, and I was overjoyed, because I really liked Donald, I will admit, I really liked him. We decided we were going to go to this prom, and I dared him to do that. So then we go, and it's fun, you know, it's chill, there's lots of people everywhere, so we just end up staying up where the tables are talking. We don't go really to the main dance floor, but Donald is being his usual flirty self, and I'm like, okay, I dare you to kiss me now. So he did. His girlfriend took a picture of it, and she couldn't get the picture, so he did it again. And then once he kissed me, and the picture was taken, I instantly felt sparks. I thought I was in love with this guy at this point, because I never really been kissed by a guy before, so this was a first. So then as the night goes on, we have fun, it's just normal, and then he ends up kissing me 2 more times that night. Once just a random time, and then once when he leaves. And his girlfriend, Susan, ends up telling me she wants me to date him, so she doesn't really have to break up with him. He kind of breaks up with her, you know, because she didn't want to be put in this situation, because it was an uncomfortable situation for her. So she was like, well, you can date him, so I can break up with him, because I really liked him, so I was definitely down, and whatever. So I was like, okay, cool, I can try, but I don't know how it will go. So anyways, the night goes on, the night ends, we go home, whatever. Me and my friend Drew, we go home, and the next day, I get a Snapchat from Donald, and he says, can I come over? And I said, I don't know, I'll have to ask my mom, because keep in mind, I was 15 at this time, I think? 15, yeah, I would have been 15. So I asked my mom, and she said no, because she wasn't going to be home. She had a pregnancy appointment because she was pregnant at the time. I was like, okay. So then I told him, and I said, well, you could always meet me outside, because I wouldn't be breaking the rules if you just met me outside. So he's like, okay, cool. He biked about 30 minutes to my place, and first of all, I thought that was the cutest thing ever, him biking 30 minutes just to see me and whatever. I was a little naive child. So then we go on a walk. He says he's gonna take me to his thinking place, and we walk about 40-45 minutes, and it's this park, and he pours his heart out. He says how he wants to break up with Susan and really likes me, but he can't. He doesn't want to hurt her. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't want to be out, you know, that typical boyish try and get your pants shit. So then I basically fell over head for heels for him. He told me about his family and his past and the relationship that he has with his father and how it's horrible and whatever. And so I was just overjoyed. He said he liked me, and even if we couldn't be together, at least I knew that he liked me. So then we walk back to my place, and we talk and walk and whatever. And then we ran into some other friends, so we talked to them. But then eventually we made it back to my place. And he says, "Can I see your backyard?" And I said, "Okay, sure." Like, I'm not sure why, but you know what? That's cool. Like, I don't care. So then I show him, and things escalate from there. I'm not really gonna go into detail, but let's just say things happened. And ever since then, I felt like I've been a homewrecker because Susan and him stayed together. I didn't tell Susan for a really long time. I ended up DMing him because when I moved back to Kingston, he messaged me and said he still had feelings, and I was in the hotel, and this was before I moved into my mom's new place, but he ended up telling me he still had feelings for me and whatever, and then he switches, and then he's like, "I don't want to talk to you anymore, like, I don't like you, I don't like this," and I said, it was very confusing, so I, like, spammed his DM, and I said, "You know what, Donald, like, I'm done, I won't tell whoever about whatever we did," and things like that. But then his girlfriend read the DM, so his girlfriend ended up finding out through that way, and then after that, they stayed together. She recently just had a baby, who I will admit is very cute, but I also don't admit that they should have had a kid. But that's none of my business. So they had a kid. They're still together today, and I've just always felt like a homewrecker because, especially now that they have a family, and a few weeks ago, I guess almost a month ago, he messaged me again and said he still liked me and stuff, and I will admit that my feelings for him came back at the time, and I flirted with him and whatever, but I don't really like him anymore, and I'll be honest about that. Like, he's just not a good person for me. He smokes marijuana, smokes cigarettes, and does not good things. Like, not saying smoking cigarettes or marijuana is horrible, but he just doesn't make good decisions. He dropped out of school, like, doesn't make good decisions anymore. So I decided that I didn't like him anymore, but I will admit that every time he messages me, my feelings for him still come back. But anyways, so that's basically the story of how I was a homeworker. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry to any family that I may have upset by uploading this video, but feel free to DM me, guys, about, like, your stories, or if you want any more video out of me, like video ideas, comment them, DM them, Snapchat them, Twitter them, Instagram them. I have all the socials. So let me know down in the comments or on my other social medias, video ideas, and I will see you next week. Bye.